Hey guys, this is Anthony with the Xbox Boomer channel, and this is part two of my Xbox collection, original Xbox that is, here in 2024. So we went through quite a bit of it. I've already shown you controllers and a bunch of fun stuff, but here we go again. So we're gonna just jump in. So this next one, this is a favorite of mine for the original Xbox. This is Area 51. This is a very good story-based first-person shooter. Obviously, you're going to be dealing with, like hidden files, like alien files that the government has hidden from everybody. You're going to be dealing with aliens, like the Greys, and these kind of like zombified creatures. And it's very good to play blind. If you've never played this game, it is kind of scary. But yeah, it's a very good game to just like on a Friday night, just shut the lights off, pop this in and run through it because it's just very unique. So I don't want to spoil it. This is, next one is Mercenaries Playground of Destruction. This is a third-person game, third-person shooter where you're kind of going into bases by yourself and blowing up everything and just trying to cause damage. I know a lot of people love this game, but I'm not a huge fan of it. I've got, let's see, Medal of Honor Rising Sun. This is a first-person shooter. This was pretty much the kind of like dominating competitor to Call of Duty before Call of Duty was popular. Everybody played Medal of Honor. And Rising Sun is the Japanese campaign. So this is all going to be pretty much, fighting the Japanese forces. Then they also made Medal of Honor Frontline, and this would be your European campaign. So in this one, it's Medal of Honor, but you're facing the Germans, the Nazis. So that's those two. I've got Medal of Honor European Assault. This one has a couple different campaigns. I know one of them I remember was in Africa, but this is a first-person shooter as well in World War II. Very linear, World War II games. This one's a banger. This one is Manhunt for the original Xbox. I haven't checked the price on this, but I would not be surprised if it was expensive now. This is a Rockstar game, so this is one of those that, it's made by the developers of Grand Theft Auto and Bully. And this one is slept on a lot, but back in the day, there was a ton of controversy with this game because you're literally running around like rundown cities, just like killing people for sport. And it's very bloody and very brutal. And this is a rough game, even in 2024. And, the woke mob of the, woke video game developers, they would smack your pee-pee several times over if you tried to make this in 2024. They would, I wish that series would come back. They need to make a Manhunt 3. Next one is a rail shooter. This is Panzer Dragoon Orta, or Panzer Dragoon, blah. Sorry. Like I said, this is a rail shooter, so you're not going to really... the game's going to move for you. You move on a rail, and you're just shooting everything you can. And so, if you like a lot of your Sega Saturn, your rail shooters, that's what this one is. We've got American McGee Presents Scrapland, or just Scrapland. This is Grand Theft Auto, but with robots, pretty much. Kind of weird, a very weird game. I never beat it or anything. This one, we've got Thief Deadly Shadows. This one here is a third-person, first-person stealth game. If you like the Middle Ages, kind of like, Dark Ages, kind of, time period or time frame or whatever, You might like this one. It's very old timey, back when people were using like torches and, lanterns and stuff like that. But it's a stealth game. Unreal 2, The Awakening. This one people did not like very much because it's not really a tournament shooter, but I really, really enjoyed Unreal 2, The Awakening as a kid, because it does have an actual story mode where you're killing like these creatures, and there's different, it's very sci-fi based with different creatures coming after you, and it's a first-person shooter. And so if you're looking for another story-based first-person shooter, this is a good, cheap game for you. We've got True Crime Streets of LA. This is Grand Theft Auto, except you play as a cop. That's literally what this is. And this game was actually, the graphics were like amazing. And, it was pretty funny. So, open world game. The Sims Bustin' Out, we've got here. This is a life simulator game. So, you get to do baby making, and you get to design a house, and you get to have a job. This one, you do have to control your character with a cursor instead of the actual thumbstick. So I didn't enjoy it for that reason. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is a shovelware garbage. Don't waste your time with this. The graphics are horrible. The game is just bad. Don't waste your time with this. It's one of the cheapest Xbox games. We've got next The House of the Dead 3. Now this game, I'm sure the price is going up on this. This is just an amazing game. In my opinion, which, is there's probably some different views, this is the definitive way to play House of the Dead 2 and 3. There's also a House of the Dead Returns, I believe, on the Wii. But this game, so you have House of the Dead 3 on here, which is a great game, great graphics. You can use the light gun if you want to, kill zombies with the actual gun on your TV. And then when you beat the game, you unlock House of the Dead 2. So there are 2 games on this disc. Next I've got Finding Nemo, the game. Again, this one is for children. This is shovelware garbage. So, shovelware, don't put too much faith in that. I shouldn't have to say anything on this game. This is a Halo 2. This is probably the best first-person shooting game ever made in the existence of the planet. So I'm not really going to say a whole lot about that. If you own an original Xbox, you're going to own this game. So there's that. Let's see. Rainbow Six 3. This one is a first-person shooter. This is a SWAT team game. Very hard. This game can be anyways, because you can get killed in, 1 or 2 hits. This was a very big Xbox Live title back in the day. So there's that. That's a very cheap game. If you own an Xbox, it's very easy to find that. You should probably grab that one for $1. This game was also a very popular original Xbox game for Xbox Live. This is Ghost Recon, or Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon. It's a first-person shooter, and it plays pretty good. It's just older. It was one of the original, set of games that came out for the original Xbox. And the only thing that bothers me is that it does not show your gun. So you're literally just looking at a crosshair on the screen. But it's a first-person shooter, a very cheap game. We've got Time Splitters 2. This game is a first-person shooter, a story game. And this one is a game where you travel through time, and it kind of plays like a Half-Life game almost, or an old N64 game like GoldenEye. And a lot of people love this game, but I actually got stuck on it, and I just never went back and finished it because I couldn't figure out where to go. But yeah, Time Splitters 2, you'll hear that name thrown around. Syberia, this game here, this is like a mystery game or like a puzzle solving game. I didn't play this one a whole lot, but I believe it's in third person. Blah. So that's a cheap one, I believe. This next one is Namco Museum. This is one of the arcade collection games on the original Xbox. And it only has a couple games. So it has like Pac-Man and Galaga, Dig Dug, and Pole Position. This is one you can find out there for cheap, but it's not a great game because there's only a couple games on it. Star Wars Republic Commando. This is a very adult-themed Star Wars game. This is a first-person shooter, Star Wars, and it's gonna play almost like a Halo or something like that, but in the Star Wars universe. We've got Star Wars Obi-Wan. This one is it's an interesting game because you control Obi-Wan's lightsaber with your right thumbstick. So you can turn your thumbstick and it'll move the lightsaber that way. But yeah, it's a third person, very early Xbox Star Wars game. We've got Knights of the Old Republic 2. This is a sequel to Knights of the Old Republic 1. And this is like I said, this is just Mass Effect, but in the Star Wars universe. This is that second copy of Knights of the Old Republic that I have. And then this one here, this is a really odd one. This is called Breakdown. And this is like a first-person shooter / first-person fighting game. And it's very interactive with the environment. I mean, I remember, I didn't beat this one, but I remember that in the beginning of the game, the guy's throwing up in first person, and he's like eating, I think, like granola bars in first person. It's another shooter, but it does have a lot of it's like a stick combat game as well, I believe. Very weird game. You may like it if you're a first person shooter fan. You may not. So this one here is Brothers in Arms Road to Hill 30. This is the first Brothers in Arms game ever. Or Arms, blah, that's a mouthful. Brothers in Arms Road to Hill 30. That's a freaking whole title there, man. This one's still pretty affordable. It's a first-person shooter, World War II, like a squad shooter. I thought it was pretty fun, but it will piss you off because the enemy likes to hide behind cover. And even though you can see their body parts sticking out from behind cover, because there's an entire suppression mechanic in the game, your shots from your gun just won't register on the enemy, and it will really piss you off because the game wants you to suppress them first. This is a good one. This is a game called Brute Force, and it looks like I do have a Microsoft Company Store sticker version of this. But this game is an Xbox exclusive. So this was one of the flagship Microsoft titles that they were trying to push when the original Xbox came out. And it's a 4-person co-op game. You can play it by yourself. It's still pretty fun. But, the story mode is going to take you through a variety of planets. And, you're going to battle your way, through these different creatures. I mean, everything from, like, zombies to, like, these crocodile people. And, I thought it was a great game. But if you look it up, it got pretty bad reviews as far as I remember. But, yeah, don't knock it till you try it. It's a game called Brute Force. This game is Burnout Revenge. I would call it a racing game, but it's not really. It's more like a destruction derby game where you're just driving into cars and making them blow up. We've got this one is Oddworld Munch's Odyssey. This game is an adventure game, a third-person adventure game. It's oh geez, it's like a really weird game because it is a platformer, but it's kind of its own thing as well. It's just a very weird game. I mean, it's something that could only come out for the Xbox, pretty much. You'll have to look into that. It's a weird game. This one is another Oddworld title. It's Oddworld Stranger's Wrath. This is a first/third-person shooter, and you're pretty much collecting bounties. So you're a bounty hunter. And this game gets pretty weird as well if you play a little later into it. This one is a movie title, and this one surprisingly is not shovelware. This is Over the Hedge, and so that follows the DreamWorks movie. And it's pretty much, it's very similar to like a Lego Star Wars. I mean, there's a lot of mini games. It's kind of a two-player co-op beat 'em up game. And I played this game a lot when I was a kid. So, you know, if you like kind of kiddie like adventure games, that would be a pretty good one. This game is a Pac-Man World 2, and this game does have a story. Because I did not have this on original Xbox. I had it on the GameCube when I was a kid. And I actually didn't have a memory card for my GameCube when I was a kid. And my uncle came over the house and tackled me while I was playing this game. And he killed me on my last Pac-Man. And my GameCube, you know, didn't save the game. So because my uncle tackled me, I lost all of my save data. So I told my uncle back in the day, I was like, I hate you. And because I told my uncle I hated him, my dad took my GameCube, you know, out of the wall and all of my games, and he made me sell my GameCube. So yeah, this game is, and my actions are the reasons that I didn't have a GameCube as a kid. So yeah. This is it's a third-person platformer game, and it's pretty much a, I don't know, it's kind of like a Mario 64, Super Mario 64 type of thing. This game is a third-person shooter. It's, I don't know, I mean, people like it, and I thought I did until I played it more last year. And it's you know, it's a third-person combat game where you play as a vampire, and I don't know, I got mixed feelings. This game is a banger, and I bet you this probably went under your radar. This is a first-person shooter with some of the best graphics that I've seen in an original Xbox game. This is a very fun single-player shooting game. You know, very, very, very good graphics, and you should buy this game. It's called Black. I do have, let's see, next is Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. This is a free roam, you know, gangbanger game in California. So that's that one. Next, we've got Indiana Jones and the Emperor's Tomb. This game is a third-person shooter where you play as Indiana Jones. And that's all there is to it. We got Delta Force Black Hawk Down. Delta Force Black Hawk Down is a generic first-person shooter in the Middle East that very, very loosely, in a way, follows Black Hawk Down, the movie. We've got Hitman 2, Silent Assassin. This game is dated quite a bit in its controls and its combat, but this is still a very fun game. And you can find this game for very cheap, for probably at your pawn shops for like $5 or less. So it's kind of an assassin, like kind of spy game. Halo 2 multiplayer map pack. This is the disc version of the, you know, map pack that they used to sell for Halo 2. And on this disc, there's some, you know, funny videos and things like that you can watch, like behind the scenes stuff. And of course, if you have like LAN parties, or if you play, just over your Xbox on the couch, multiplayer, you can get more maps you and your buddies can play on. Another copy of Halo 2, because freaking awesome game. This game is the first Burnout game, but I will say I did get swindled, because Burnout Revenge was in this. And while Burnout Revenge is a good game, I really wanted the first Burnout game. So, there are several, kind of crash simulator games in the Burnout series for original Xbox. So that's that one. I've got Dead or Alive 3 here. And Dead or Alive 1 and 2 on the Xbox are volleyball games with big booby girls in them. And this game, Dead or Alive 3, is actually a fighting game. So this game, you do not have to feel ashamed if you buy it, because it's a fighting game. And so, just know the difference. Know that 1 and 2 are, a scantily clad, volleyball game. And number 3 is a fighting game. I've got Fable here. And this particular version is Fable: The Lost Chapters. And this version is the definitive. This is what you want if you buy Fable. So this has more quests, more weapons, and more choices, as it says on the front. And, they do make just Fable for the original Xbox. But like I said, that version will be much cheaper, I'm sure. But yeah, you want the Lost Chapters. And if you don't get the Lost Chapters, they also do have an Xbox 360 remake of this game. And I believe it's just called Fable Anniversary. So there's that. This game is this is Serious Sam. And this is a first-person shooter. Like I said, a boomer shooter. If you want to have fun with your buddy, clear off, some time on a Friday night, get you 2 Xbox controllers and an old CRT TV, and hook up this game and play it in 2-player co-op. And you will both have a very fun time. It's a very good game. We've got Rainbow Six Lockdown here. So this is another first-person shooter SWAT team game. And this one actually plays significantly better and more modern than Rainbow Six 3. So it's a pretty good game. We've got another Star Wars Episode 3. So I've got an extra. This one's a double pack. So if you see Star Wars The Clone Wars, this Star Wars The Clone Wars was a very hard Star Wars game. I thought this was one of the worst Star Wars games on the original Xbox. It's just almost, it's borderline impossible, in my opinion. Now on the back, you've got Tetris Worlds, which is, it's Tetris on the original Xbox. So it's 2 games on 1 disc. So look out for that one. Very cheap game. This one here, I've still got to track down the sequel. But this is Star Wars Battlefront. This was a very popular multiplayer game back in the day. And this is, it's just a third-person, multiplayer Star Wars game. Where you're running around, shooting each other with blasters, capturing command posts. And, there's vehicles in here. It's a very, very cool Star Wars game. But there's not really a story or anything like that to it. This game here, this is Spy versus Spy. So this is the same, concept as the old NES game. But this one is much better and much more modern. This is a very unique game where you're running around and you're setting booby traps and safes. And you're, you can use a variety of funny weapons, like clubs and placing booby traps, tripwires for your enemies. And this does have a pretty interesting single player. I would definitely recommend this. This is a fun game. Don't knock it, even though it looks cartoony. Don't knock that one. Um, this one here, this is Far Cry Instincts. And I personally think this is the best way to play Far Cry. Either this or the 360 version, because they do make a 360 version of this. But yeah, this is not. It's quite a bit different than the PC version of Far Cry. But this is a first-person shooter where you're running around a tropical island and you're shooting people with machine guns and sniper rifles. Pretty fun shooting game. Here's Full Spectrum Warrior. Now this is it's kind of an overhead, like a squad game where you're commanding your squad to different cover locations. So this, I would define this as like a tactical game, kind of like you're not running around shooting guys with a crosshair. You're actually just commanding your team. This is GoldenEye Rogue Agent. This is a first-person shooting James Bond game. And I haven't played a ton of this, but I remember it was pretty fun. This one's a banger. This one, I would tell you to get this. I also think this is in the Rare Replay collection. And unfortunately, someone's dog sneezed on my copy or, licked the paint off or the color or whatever. But this is Grabbed by the Ghoulies. And this is a very colorful, Banjo-Kazooie colored kind of, it's not really a fighting game. It's a beat-em-up game, really, with, where you're in this giant mansion trying to find your girlfriend, and, you're battling, like, mummies and imps and the Grim Reaper, and it's a very fun game, even for adults. This is a classic.